Yesterday, we met Liz, Brian, and Bethany. Now, they were all duped by Sarah, who at different times claimed to have cancer, a husband, a child, a stalker, and muscular dystrophy. Here's what happened yesterday.
Sarah was introduced to me as a young woman that was battling breast cancer. She told me that her treatment was no longer working.
Sarah told us she did have a husband, James, as well as a 15-month-old daughter named Mindy.
I have never seen Sarah without either a cancer scarf on her head or a wig.
More people do this kind of thing than you can imagine. They victimize people that are willing to help.
She's robbed me of the one joy in my life, and that was helping other people.
You say that she just cried about fears of dying, and she was just playing the fear card, the disease card.
She played the entire deck of cards.
She made Facebook posts about her treatment, right?
She did.
She had to create this illusion of being at a chemo infusion center.
It's maniacal.
Sarah claims she had a stalker who was in love with this husband, James, and the story ended in a shootout.
Sarah must have messaged me 100 times. The stalker had followed her to the gym, to the supermarket, was driving in front of her home.
Supposedly there were police involved.
I received a text message from Sarah that said, the stalker has a gun. She's chasing me. I said, just run, run, hide.
She's chasing me, there's a gun, and then radio silence. And she claims 7 people were injured in the shooting.
I believed that my friend, who was dying of terminal cancer, was in a shootout.
As Sarah's stalker story progressed, so did their suspicions.
I came across a record where Sarah had lost her nursing license because she was faking pregnancies. When I read that, every hair on my body stood up. You can fake a pregnancy, and you can definitely fake a husband and fake having cancer. The first thing I said to Sarah, I said, James isn't true. He doesn't exist.
And she said no.
And I said, Mindy doesn't exist, does she?
And she said no.
And I said, the shooting certainly never happened. And of course she said no.
She knew you had had a friend shot to death, so she chose that raw content to exploit you. How do you feel about that now?
I'm furious.
Bethany was Sarah's camp counselor and caregiver, but this time Sarah was in a wheelchair.
Sarah told me that she had muscular dystrophy. There was horseback riding and archery, zip lining. We would take care of all of her needs. I was the one to change her feminine products multiple times a day. I felt like we were very close. When I heard the news that Sarah was faking her disability, there were just tons of anger.
This is a woman that the day before camp is walking around, gets a wheelchair, and consciously makes this decision.
She's robbed me. I'm now looking at everybody and saying, are you real?
I have a lying addiction. Around 25, 26 is when I told my first big lie, that I had cancer. By lying, I was getting attention. I started off with like a husband and 2 kids. It took a lot of mental brain power to keep up the charade. I can't remember the last time that I met someone and told them my real truth.
Are you guys ready to see the real Sarah?
I didn't mean to hurt you guys the way that I did. Just such a compulsion that I couldn't control.
You're saying it's just an addiction to lying. This is way bigger and much more sick.
You ruined our life. How dare you? I'm just absolutely disgusted.
And I also want to clarify one thing, that we are not friends. We will never be friends.
You knew she had a friend shot and killed, so you manufacture somebody hunting you down with a gun, and then your phone dies, so you leave her in suspense. You wanted to hurt her.
I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted the attention.
You either wanted to hurt her, or you just didn't care if you did. You want to figure this out, right?
I do.
About why you do this, and you say it's a compulsion.
Yeah, because I don't even know the last time that I've been honest with a friend or someone that I've met.
You know, one of the things that I've had to deal with, and I'm curious what you guys think about this, one of the things I've had to deal with from a forensic psychology standpoint is the difference between an irresistible impulse and an impulse not resisted. I've had to make those determinations before in criminal cases. An irresistible impulse where you have no control. It just takes you over and you have no ability to resist the impulse.